You.
Welcome to Read the Room podcast. This is episode number 3.
Already.
The title of this episode is Prejudice versus Racism. Or Prejudice versus Racist.
That's heavy.
I go by E1.
Trey Philando here, baby. That's the rumor.
And it's Read the Room podcast, man. What's good
Let's do it, man. Hey, look, man. So look. We went 3-2 basketball season, man. Okay.
Remind y'all again. We talking about 6-year-olds.
But I mean, serious 6-year-old. This is, you know what I mean? This ain't no. Well, I'm not gonna get into that right now. Started off 3-0. Cooking. Okay. Lost our last two tough games.
Okay.
My son don't take losing well. It's my 6-year-old. You want to know what he did Saturday?
What?
He went and won the damn soccer championship, bro. The little dude scored all the goals, man.
I seen it on IG.
Between Friday and Saturday, his team scored 9 goals. He scored 8 of them. I don't know who this kid's father is, but he has fantastic genes. I know he's handsome, but I mean, look. So I don't know what his best sport is, bro. We about to start football again on Tuesday.
Okay.
Wish me luck with that. We were undefeated last year, but I got a whole bunch of new players.
Okay.
They're gonna have to fall in line, bro. Or their parents not gonna be liking me because they ain't gonna be playing too much. But anyway.
Well, before you move on,
yeah.
So, are you one of them coaches that?
Yes. No.
that are hard on the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people got different coaching styles,
right?
And some coaches believe, you know, they go a little soft on the kids when they're young,
right?
Are you one of them?
No.
Where it doesn't matter if they're young or older. You're gonna have the same coaching style.
My job is to convince you that you are way better than what your thought process is of yourself. Right. I have a kid. I got a text from one of the guys that runs the league. Like, hey, look, I need you to coach this kid. I'm like, kind of run a tight ship over here, buddy. Right.
Yeah, true.
But I'm looking forward to the challenge of coaching up another kid and just my style of coaching with my other coach, Ace. Shout out to Ace. Fantastic coach, man. It's another challenge for us. Ace won 2 chips in a row. He got with me. He went undefeated. We're going to go undefeated again this year. Then we're going up the rookie. So that's a whole other challenge, man.
Okay.
Look, my oldest, True, balled out in the playoffs, was a leading scorer for his team. So he's going to be going up to a high school prep next year. And
I got you.
He'll be 13. So, yeah, man, you know, Nori with the dance, bro. We always dance mafia. Spend all my money. I love her. So I got to do it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I did this weekend.
Yeah, talk
what I did this weekend, I went to see New Edition.
Okay.
New Edition was there with Boys the Men and Tony Braxton.
Okay.
One of the best shows that I've been to.
Okay.
Now, how they did it was first thing is I saw a lot of people waiting outside. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just tell y'all, if you go to a concert and you get there a little early, you don't have to worry about waiting outside.
Are you talking to black people?
Talking to black people. It was mostly black people, right?
Prejudice versus bias.
They had a whole line out there that I didn't know until afterwards. Me looking at social media.
Okay.
And I think they had one entrance blocked off because they doing construction. So a lot of people were complaining. But I got there maybe I would say maybe an hour before the show.
Okay.
And it was a small line. It was at the what they call that Capitol Arena.
The MCI joint. I'm waiting the MCI. The joint the Wizards play at.
Verizon Center. Yeah, it was there. It was a beautiful show.
Okay.
It was like a combination. So they came out and the first performance was they did like a song together. Boys and Men, Tony Braxton.
Like a medley.
Yes. And so then they did it where it would be New Edition, then Boys and Men to come on stage, the Tony Braxton. They did a combination. Mm-hmm. Now, this is what I'll say. Bobby Brown, fantastic.
Okay.
Voice still there.
Okay.
Cranked it.
Okay.
Johnny Gill.
That's my dog.
Vicious. He was a little extra with some of the ad-libs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A little extra, but maybe it was hometown thing.
Okay.
Did his thing. Ralph Tresvant. They can't, all of them, bruh. But you told me that you was interested in seeing Tony Braxton.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tony Braxton did a wonderful job.
Uh-oh.
But this is what I'll say. Before she started, she was saying that I think she has lupus.
Oh yeah, she does.
And they had told her that there was a chance that she would not be able to ever perform again in life.
Yeah.
So I applaud that.
Yeah.
She did a good job, but it was just like some of her I don't know, it was like she wasn't finishing her words.
Okay.
Now they did a lot of dancing, so I got to give them credit.
Yeah.
I know
Tony
if you
probably about
dancing,
close to 60. Yeah.
bro, if you dancing and trying to sing,
That's
keep your
a lot.
snaps up and all that shit.
How she look?
That is a lot. She looked good. She looked amazing. She did good, but some of the words was like cutting off. I can't explain it.
I got it.
But overall, the show was dope, bro.
She look good.
She looked good.
I'm still mad at her, but it's all good.
She looked good. You know, everybody performed. They were dancing. I mean, had they routine. I was up the whole time. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so how the boys and men do?
Boys and men did excellent. You know, it's 3 of them.
Yeah.
I saw that they had, I don't know if his name Mike. He did like a pop out on one of the tour dates.
Okay.
He wasn't there for this, but they did they all could sing good as shit. I mean, like,
all right, out of New Edition coming up, which one did you want to be in New Edition?
I never wanted to be anybody in New Edition.
I mean, don't make it sound like I'm a weirdo.
No. I'm
you
just saying. But when you put it like that, who would I know? But
I'm just saying.
Like, I never wanted to be.
So if I was a member of New Edition, I would be Ralph.
Okay, if I was a member of New Edition, I would probably be what's my man?
Michael Bivins.
No, the tall Ronnie. I'll probably be Ronnie.
You be Ronnie.
I'll probably be Ronnie.
All the ladies like Ronnie. Ralph was my nigga though, man.
He
do what I gotta do to break her. Look,
and he performed that. He performed that.
Bro,
he performed that. He did like 2 of his solo joints, dog. It was.
You know what's so dope about New Edition is that they've been around since we was 5, 6 years old.
Man, what?
They have their superpower is that their performance, right? The performance in the videos, their style, all that. But New Edition, they never had a classic whole album, though. But they always had great singles, and they could perform those singles. As an R&B group, they are up there with one of the best, but never really had a whole classic album. They had great singles from their albums. Do we even care about the fact that they don't have like a top to bottom group classic album?
I think that means nothing. And this is why I say I don't think it means anything. I don't think it means anything because, it's subjective. That's the first thing. The second thing is they're probably the greatest group of all time. They had us people voting because they're trying to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
They should be.
When you have a group that can start off as children, basically.
Yeah.
And
almost
we got
like
30, 40 years later, and
almost
you're performing.
years,
you
bro.
all split up. Johnny Gill do his thing. Ralph Tresvant does his thing.
All that shit is dope.
BBD does his thing.
You never
all
seen
platinum records.
Yeah.
Never seen it before. So in terms of a classic album,
BBD and all
classic album, I don't know. I can't really say. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I'm not gonna say it fake like I didn't heard all their albums all the way through.
That's part of my point.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't really.
Point. You know who had classic albums, and we gonna get off of it because it was on my mind. As far as groups, Jodeci, their first album,
for sure.
Their second album was better than Forever, my lady. Their second album was better, right?
Okay.
You want to know who else had another great album in the '90s?
Who?
Chris John, Ghetto Serrano, classic album from front to back.
Who? Chris
John. They were on Rockefeller.
That shit.
Full of smoke.
That shit.
Hey, Weekend, get your boy.
I don't know what y'all keep saying.
So look. But the best group album, R&B, and that from that shit 90s intro that had Ribbon in the Sky, bruh. The whole album from front to back, classic album. I just wanted to bring it up. I'm an R&B dude, so we had to talk about New Edition, who I love. I seen them multiple times. I love New Edition. I seen them with Keith Sweat. That's probably the biggest unsung hit maker that we had with classic albums, Keith Sweat. But yeah, so anybody else you trying to go see as far as
I was
live?
just talking about that. The people that I haven't, I would like to see Jill Scott.
I seen Jill Scott.
I would like to see Erykah Badu if she gonna come on time and all that shit.
I tried to see it with the Nas concert. She coming out 1 o'clock in the morning.
I'll do that.
I got kids to pick up. I'm sorry.
I'll see her. And I can't think of anybody else. But
I love R&B shows, bro.
you know what I wanted to talk about. Now, ladies, I don't want y'all to think that this is a part about bashing women.
We love you.
I just need some understanding sometime. I really do. And I was on TikTok again.
Shocker.
And I'm scrolling, and it's this young lady from, I don't know her name.
New
I
Orleans.
can't remember. Yeah, she's from New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about how she had been on like a few dates with this guy. And after like the third or fourth date, the guy said that he wanted to speak to her about something. And what it was is he was saying, you know, I'm feeling you. I enjoy our dates and all that. But he said that you're late like 15 to 20 minutes each time that we go out. And her response, I don't know what she said. To him, she said, well, you know what? I'll try to do better. But then she got on TikTok
and did a whole movie.
And she said that she was showing up late on purpose because she's a lady.
She's a lady.
And that she wanted to make an entrance. So the reason that she was showing up late is because you should have to wait for a lady because she needs to make an entrance. And when she walks in, you should be like, oh, wow. And I'm thrown off by that. I thought we moved by like respecting people and respecting people's time. I don't understand that.
The key to that is the guy keeps. So the good thing about what he did was he did speak to her about it, because I guess he was saying, yo, like, you know, it's kind of an issue. And her response that I'll do better didn't go on social media. That's somewhere I'm like, yo, okay, so this is what you do, right? So it's up to the guy to be like, yo, you know, I'm gonna just fall back from that, right? But her being an attractive woman, right? She probably got a roster of people who go for that, right? But they're going for that, probably hoping, you know, it could go further. But at the same time, I'm sitting here, I'm feeling disrespected. Like, oh, okay, this is not a one-time thing. This is just what you do. You're not respecting my time 9 times, probably 10 times out of 10. The guy's paying for the food. The guy's paying for the guy's paying for the show. And me, I'm a stickler. I have to be on time, bro. I have to be on time. But somebody who consistently does that, you're not showing me any type of respect. You'll work on it. Okay. Then she was like, well, you want me to be there on time? You need to send me a car. I'm like what are we talking about? Car? I'm already paying for the.
And then somebody in the
not even a real relationship yet.
Somebody in the comments asked her, well, what if it was the other way around?
Right.
And she said, I'm a woman. I never wait on a man.
Come on now. See, that's when we start lying.
Are we talking shit?
That's when we start lying.
Are we being honest? Or are we faking for social media? Because me, I just feel like it's a respect thing.
Number
late
one.
Because you just happen to be late.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
That happened.
But to tell me that you're not going to respect the time that we set up on purpose,
and I'm paying,
and I'm trying to court you, I just don't know how real that is. And for me, which I'm not looking anyway,
he said
that shit a turn off.
He said court. That's when you're dealing with a man.
That shit is like, you know what I mean? Ridiculous. I don't
like that. Like that ain't even old school. That's just like, I'm interested in you. I'm approaching you respectfully. We set something up. All right, cool. You being late the first time, you being late consistently? Nah, I'm good on that.
On purpose.
I'm gonna feel a certain type of way.
On purpose, though.
Right?
And I get it. Like, I'll give some grace. You know, women take longer to get ready than men. That. So it's not about that you are actually late. It's just that when you're saying that I'm purposely late, I'm going to be 15, 20 minutes late, and you should love that I'm a woman. Get that shit out of here.
Nah, we ain't even in a deep relationship like that.
Nah, so
you know what I'm saying?
It's not a bash thing. I'm not bashing, but sometimes I come across shit. Across shit, and it just make me be like, wow, really?
Do your makeup earlier.
And then women will complain about, some women will complain about not finding good men, or, you know, it's nothing out here. And then it's like you get a guy that's courting you.
You probably met Mr. Right 2 or 3 times, but you got in the way.
Yeah, I digress, man. We love y'all, but it's like a little.
We super love y'all. We
crazy.
We super love y'all.
But let's get into the topic, man. So today's topic is racist versus prejudice. And I thought about this because when you really think about it, you may not know the difference between what's being prejudice, what prejudice is, and what racist is. So we got did a little research to see. So it says the definition of prejudice is a prejudgment or biased attitude, and racism is a system of power that perpetuates. I ain't say that word right, but
I mean,
racial
I know what
group
you meant.
inequity.
Right.
So basically, it's saying that being racist is like a system.
Yeah.
I don't.
It has to be. It has to be backed with power for everything to work. Which talks about how it becomes systemic, where racism is embedded in laws, it's embedded in policies, it's embedded in societal structures. Like, man, we could get into it, bro. Redlining, school systems,
Okay.
segregation. How we're still probably more segregated now than we were back then.
Now that's systemic,
That's systemic. Yeah.
right?
Yep. That's systemic.
Now, I had questions when I was researching this. I had a lot of questions because I'm gonna be honest, right? I was looking at something on YouTube, and Paul Mooney was saying that black people couldn't be racist, and he was saying that black people couldn't be racist because racism is based on the system where you kind of you only hire certain people.
Yep.
This group is allowed to do this, but this group isn't.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying it was impossible for black people to be racist. But then they start pulling up other definitions because it was more than one definition of being racist.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't going by what he was saying. I don't know if being a racist is just a system. Do you think that black people can't be racist?
No, you cannot be racist, bro.
But why not, though?
Because you were taken against your will from your homeland and just thrown into a system that was already set up for you to do all the work and for you to get nothing. You have no power structure. Any type of power structure that we had where we were from, we were stripped from. We were on growing vegetables. We were picking cotton. We were building everything. We got nothing from it. Everything that we had was taken from us, and we were placed inside of a power structure, which still exists today. So, but that's based on a racism practice that's organized. So no, a black person cannot be racist. We have been racist against. So we've always been the victims of racism. But a black person on his own, nah.
Why not, though? Because
that's backed by power.
All right, so look at this. It says a racist is a person, not an ethnicity. A person who believes that some races are inherently superior to others,
right?
Or who exhibits prejudice or discrimination. Now, if that's the case, when I walk downtown and I see the black Israelites, they believe that the black man is God.
Right.
They believe that the black man is everything. That's not racist according to the definition that I just read. A person who believes that some races are inherently superior, they feel like the black man is superior. They're black, so they're not racist.
We also said that it's based on a power structure. What black Israelite building is in charge of hiring people or firing people? I can stand on the corner and say whatever I want. Do I own anything? Am I in charge of school systems? Am I in charge of governments? Can I not get these people in my building because of their skin color? No. I can stand on the corner and say all kind of shit about whoever. But are you backed by power? Are you backed by money? Are you organized? No. That's just your belief. But that belief is not backed by any type of organization that's structured just for one race of people to succeed. So no.
So they're not being racist against another.
That's how they feel. But why do they feel that way? They feel that way because of discrimination itself. Because they've been discriminated against. So Black Panther Party, you had so many different types of groups who tried to fight against oppression and were infiltrated because they were black and because they were strong and they were organized. And every time throughout history, when we would own businesses, banks, companies, we would have to come up against some type of racism or discrimination.
All right. Well, do you feel like okay, so that brought me to certain things, right? Now, when we look at how we think of life and how we've been through life, we probably experienced some racism and some prejudice against us, right?
Yeah.
But like our grandparents experienced it at a different level.
Big, yeah.
So I'm gonna get into. I've read something about why the older generations, I guess, prejudice or what you want to call it, and it's based on what they had to deal with. Right now, I had saw things where some grandparents wouldn't let you. Let's just say, like, there's a light skin, dark skin thing.
Yeah.
And some grandparents didn't want their children to date a darker person.
Yeah. Because
they felt like if your child come out darker, then you're going to have less opportunities, which is not funny or anything like that. But that's I'm not saying that's how the light skin, dark skin thing started, not at all. But I'm just saying that that's how it helped filtrate, because they felt like if you're dark, you might not get as many opportunities. And so they looked at, and even my father would say stuff like, you got to be careful of this race. Or, it's like his thought process was so different compared to me because of what he had to go through, because he grew up where, it was the black bathroom and the white bathroom.
Yes.
So how he looked at white will maybe be different than how I would look at it from what he experienced.
Right.
Now, my thing is this. I got a question. Let's just say that, what would you call if your family believes that, put it like, they want you to just date within your race? What do you call that? Is that being racist?
No.
Is that being prejudice?
I would say more prejudice. I would say prejudice. But black people, man, look, we had to be on defense, bro. It's like we started off on defense and we still on defense. We're like, shit, we ain't never get the ball. So everything is reactionary. Like everything that you just said, why your father felt like that? Because he was segregated against. Why your father's parents felt like that? Because they were segregated against. So having the belief of letting my kid date outside the race, whatever. I never got that. Yeah, I mean, it's always funny jokes about bringing like white girls home, whatever. But my family was never like that. Me feeling a certain type of way about my kids dating outside their race. If my son come home, or if you dating a white woman, be high level white woman. Don't be like regular white woman, like Scarlett Johansson. You know what I mean? Margot Robbie, shit like that. But don't be average white. If you know what I mean, step the game up a little bit.
Well, is it something wrong? But is it something wrong with that? Let's just say an Indian household, right? Indian, and they grow up Indian, and they say, I don't want you dating any black guys. Are they wrong for that?
Yes, because that's a bigoted prejudice remark. You are personally categorizing. Don't mess with that particular type of people.
Why can't I do that though? If that's how I feel, right?
But
if that's how I feel, if I'm raising my son, right? And I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying that this is how I feel, but there are people who feel about like what I'm about to say.
Right.
And I don't really have any other races in my family.
Okay.
And I would like to keep it that way.
Okay.
And I want to keep it that way. And I've raised my son. I say, look, it's all type of ethnicities and stuff like that. But me as a father, I'm going to be honest with you. I would love for you to bring a black woman home. And if you do choose to date another race and you bring her home and that's who you with, I'm here for you, but I'm going to be a little disappointed in you, son.
Damn. So you that's your
I ain't talking about me.
No, that was good. No, I was like, you really feel like that, don't you?
I'm not saying me, but I'm saying that it's people that feel like that, though.
Look, man, who you choose to, I would want to feel that I show my children how to choose well. I think that our people, I'm not going to broad brush paint like all, I'm just say a lot of our young women choose wrong in relationships. I would say a lot of our men, our black men choose wrong in relationships. So hopefully as a parent, me showing my children how to choose a great human being, A strong black woman, of course. But if they choose to, if they meet somebody outside their race and they are a good freaking human being from a good, strong family, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Now, my daughter, yeah, listen, you know what I mean? The young girls, their father is that example, right? So you want to 10 times more show that young lady how to choose the right man that's going to respect you, number one, be an upstanding gentleman. So I talk to her now about, how to walk if you on the sidewalk and things like that. But I could do my best and she could still go out there and choose wrong. And I might be disappointed, but I probably wouldn't, voice it to her. I'll just, feel like, damn, fuck that up.
So what is this? I'll answer this. I had one of my friends was telling me that he was dating a white woman.
Okay.
And he said that everywhere that he would go, he would get dirty stares from the black women, right? So he said this one particular time he went to a restaurant and he got up. No, the lady, the white woman that he was dating, she got up and she went to the bathroom.
Okay.
He said these two black women literally walked over to him and said, "What you doing?"
Are you serious?
Dead serious. They asked him what he was doing. They asked him why is he dating a white woman.
So that,
you know how crazy that is. So what would you call that? What do you call that? Tell me, bro.
That's called our black women are feeling like, damn, we not enough. Okay. And don't let them be attractive. Okay. If he's attractive, they gonna really feel a certain type of way. Like, what's up with us? Like, for real?
But my question: are they being racist?
No. They just they got a bias. They feel a certain type of way because, man, look, we speak from trauma. We are reactionary from trauma. That's that PTSD. Like, you see it. Okay, let me tell you something that always stayed in my mind. And this person, like I love, you know what I'm saying? And this was over 20 something years ago, but I haven't forgot it. So, dating outside the race, right?
Okay.
Not only dating outside the race, but bashing black women in front of the person that was outside the race, right? That hurt me so bad, bro. Like it was, and I was young, man. I was probably probably 12, 13, but like I still look up to this person and I still revere this person, but this person, he don't mess with, black women.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He used to, but I think from his family trauma, right? Dealing with his mom, dealing with his aunts and things like that, coming from I'm gonna say aggressive female household.
Okay.
Right? I think that that sometimes might be like, you know what? I ain't even gonna deal with this. So anything the opposite of that, that's what I'm gonna do. But okay, cool. So you do that, and that's your choice. But what got me was him talking about black women in a negative way in front of the non-black person. I never forgot that shit, bro. That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing. If you want to do that, cool, right? But you don't see like a white woman talking to her down in white men to her black boyfriend. So it's like, okay, cool. And you shouldn't, whatever. You chose who you chose, but don't down your whole race though.
Man.
Don't do that because that's exposing like a really big insecurity. So if y'all be doing that, don't do that whack shit, man. Like if you with your white girlfriend, if you with your black boyfriend, cool. But I mean, don't disrespect your whole race because it makes you look insecure.
It does. Now you know what I think could help and what I thought about too.
What?
All right. So growing up, a lot of not everywhere, but this area in particular, which is the DMV, sometimes PG County, DC. When I went to school, I had white teachers. Yeah. But I didn't have a lot of white classmates, right?
Okay.
And I think that vice versa. Sometimes you're only around a different race in a work setting, or you're only around a different race when you go to the store or different areas. Right. But a lot of times you don't grow up with well, there's a lot of situations that where you're not growing up with different races and you don't really know them, right? So you get prejudged. Now, let me tell you something that how prejudgment works. I used to date this girl who was Muslim, and you know I'm Christian. Muslim and Christians are not supposed to date or whatever. We were younger and all that, right? You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story, right? But we were dating. When I say Muslim, she was like from Yemen. You know what I'm saying? And so she was, you know, devout. I'm not saying that anybody else is. I'm just trying to paint the picture.
How she look?
She was beautiful, right? Okay. And she said that she came here from Egypt. Okay. She said when she got here, they showed her a video, and in the video, it told her.
Listen to what he's saying.
It told her the video told her that you never use the N-word toward a black person, but she also told me that everything that she saw about black people was negative before she even got here. So when she was being raised, they were already looking at black people as like, oh, they the scum of the earth. Yeah. Because she said that's what was portrayed to her when she lived in Egypt. Yeah. When she got here, they gave her a video. You never use the N-word. Black people are this, black people are that, right? So she already, when she landed the plane, she said Egypt was beautiful. And when she landed in America, she looked out the window and was like, where the fuck am I at, right? Yeah. So she said that as she got here and she met me, I met her at the mall. She would always talk to me as if I'm like this special guy, right? And no, seriously, and she'd be like, "Oh, you so nice, you so mannerable," and I'm thinking, I'm like,
I didn't see that in my videos.
That's how she said I haven't met a black person like
see that.
And she worked at PG Plaza, and I'm just like, dang. Worked at PG Plaza, and to me, I'm being normal, like regular.
You just being you.
That as like, damn, you different, and it was crazy to me because when she got here, she was already told about how black people are,
indoctrinated.
That's crazy,
right?
So by her, so that goes back to me saying when you don't grow up with another race, or you don't really get to spend a lot of time with them or in their home and see how they run their family, you prejudge. Because to her, every black person is ruthless, but when she got to know me, it's a million people that dislike me. You know what I mean? But because of what was already told to her and what was portrayed on the news, she came, I guess you can call that, she was being prejudiced, or she was taught to be racist.
Yo, I got two guys. They're brothers, right? Forgot what part of Africa that they came here from at an early age. But one of the brothers, who's my man, but his views are different. He told me the exact same story. He said that, they showed him a video. What the fuck is this video? We got to find this video.
Yeah, I need to see that. Like, what the fuck y'all showing YouTube on the video, man? Like, God
so he said the same thing. Whatever this video is, they showing that shit before they come over here. My man look at me right in my face and he don't blink. Yeah, they showed me the video about black people, the lazy. That's the big thing.
Yes, bro.
Lazy, wah. His skin darker than me. This is my African brother, right? He talking to me from a perspective of, I was told not to mess with you.
Yeah.
You want to know the first place that he went to when he came from Africa? He went to Baltimore. So he was just like, yo, where the fuck am I at? Yeah. Right? So he's hanging around black people. I love me some B-More. He was in B-More all through school, right? All through grade school and high school. So he had black friends, right? But his mind was still conditioned based on what he saw. So his thought process still to this day as a grown man, he still feels that way. His political views, bro, you would think that he from Arkansas. Some shit, how he feels about just our race, his country, how he's been taught to down his country based on what some white man says. Like, he'll repeat it. And I'll be like, yo, if anybody else heard you talking, bro, like, it probably wouldn't go well. But because you my man, we had these deep conversations. Like, you know what I mean? So his brother wasn't as vocal as he was. But his brother was still kind of feeling the views. But over time, his brother would see what I was talking about, right? And he'll be like, yeah, you know what, yeah, I see that. But you're brainwashed. You're brainwashed. You come here with a certain process. Black American people that's here is showing you love, right? But it's a brainwash tactic, man. But once you said that video, bro, I would write that story. It's a video that they brainwash you with.
But see, that's the sad part because if, like I say, if you don't have anything else to show you an example, usually a lot of people hang within the same groups.
Yeah,
and it's not like I can say, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get me some white friends, man.
Okay.
I'm going to these white spots and I'm gonna make me some white friends. People don't do shit like that. I mean, you know what I mean? You're kind of
we do though. But black people, but yo, like we'll go hang out in white areas.
We will, but we're not going for.
They'll be like, oh, I gotta go hang around some black people. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
true.
You know what I'm saying? But seriously, like us, because we don't trip off of that bullshit.
Nah, we don't.
You feel what I'm saying? So like we'll go to VA and hang out in different places and have a ball. Places in B-Mall. It's a whole white bar strip. My man that took me there, I went to school with him. White guy. My man Mike. So it's like we was never on that. I was never taught to hate people. You see pictures of me when I'm a little kid. My best friend, one of my best friends was white. So I wasn't never brought up on that, but I experienced racism during that time too, right? So for people that were taught and trained to hate me because I'm black, but I was never on that.
Well, let me ask you, do you feel like you have a lot of prejudice in you? Because now we talking about racism and that's one thing, but I think a lot of people are prejudiced.
I'm prejudiced against people who don't fuck with black people.
Okay.
That's what I'm prejudiced against, bro. I mean, yo, like understanding our struggle and where we came from and how strong we are. My current book that I'm reading my current book, like I'm writing books. The book that I'm almost done with now, bro. The Color of Money. It takes me time because sometimes, bro, I gotta reread the same page twice so I can see it. Yeah. And it just talks about like the banking system. It just dealt with just the banking system and how many black banks that we owned in the early 1900s, how fucking organized these people were and how they were systematically taken out because of the fact that y'all doing too much. 1800s, you had Robert Church, black millionaire in Memphis off of real estate. You had so many of our people, everything that we want now, bro, we already had it. If we just read and understand, like, damn, like we was really doing the damn thing. And then you see how when they feel that you're doing too much, how they join forces to crush you. Where we are now, as far as let's just talk about from like a real estate standpoint or lending standpoint, where if I'm a white owned bank back in those days, you can put your money in my bank, but I'm never going to give you a loan. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I can keep your money. I can hold on to, you can come back and all that, people coming back from the war. All these thousands of black people keeping money inside of these white banks, but they would take that money and they would lend it to white neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. So you're growing and I'm not. This shit happens. It was like breathing air. How easily it was easy for me to disenfranchise you. So you can't get a loan for me to start a business. You can't get a loan for me on that house. And bro, over time, we still fought through that. And we still to this day, if we read more, if we trust each other more, right? This information can actually help somebody. But there's so many great people, man, today who are building. But I think that our trust with each other on these things is just so broken. Home ownership, we still at the bottom. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, and then people talk about rent, bro. Equity, you can't build equity when you renting, right? You got to have a hell of a game plan. You could build equity with ownership. I done bought a couple houses based off of equity from the last house. That shit matters, but you got to get educated on it, and you got to know that you can do it. I'm sorry, I ain't mean to go off on that tangent.
No, you good.
But yeah, man, like it's look, man, it's so much information now than we ever had before, but the key is in the books, man. We gotta fucking read and get off fucking social media.
You know, they said that Birdman went to visit a jail, and they said that they wanted the when
You said Birdman?
Yeah, he was speaking to the jail, and he was asking what they need, and they said they needed more literature, and they said Birdman was like, "What you think that's gonna help you?"
Yeah, I see what I'm saying. That's the problem. That's the problem.
That shit had me laughing like
You think that's gonna help you?
That's what he said.
What's my man, Jewels? Talking about you don't gotta know how to read.
Yeah, I know that shit crazy.
What the fuck are you talking about? You feel what I mean?
Oh no!
Like they shouldn't even put that episode out.
Now I want to ask you this, right? Sometime let's everybody do a self-analysis real quick, right? And I'm not gonna say that this makes you anything. I'm just curious to know.
Right.
So I'm gonna ask Trez. You're a supervisor at a job.
I'm gonna pick the black dude. Nah, I was playing. Go ahead.
You know where I'm going. No, you know where I'm going, right? So you're a supervisor at a job.
Jerome, you hired Jerome.
And you got two qualified people. They're
Right.
equally qualified. Let's just say it's two women. Right? They're equally qualified. One is black and one is white.
Okay.
Is that going to play a factor in who you hire? Be honest, bruh. And everybody who listening, be honest. Like, for real.
So hold up. You said I'm in charge of hiring.
You're in charge of hiring.
Okay.
And there's a white lady.
Okay.
And there's a black woman.
Okay.
They're both equally as qualified. And now you have to make a decision.
I'm gonna go with the best qualified person.
They're equally qualified. And now you have to make the best decision.
I'm gonna go with, okay, you equally qualified. I mean, look, you're gonna show me different things in the interview. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, just because this person is this color. See, that's not ingrained in me.
Well, it's ingrained in every other race.
Yeah.
I tell you this.
That's why we fucked up now. Because it's ingrained in them.
No, but I tell you this. If it's vice versa, the white person's probably going to pick the white person. I'm not them, again. Though. Okay, I'm going to ask you again.
I'm not them.
They're equally qualified, and and everything is the same, except one is black and one is white. Who are you going to hire?
I mean, look, I'm gonna go with whoever interviewed the best.
He been political, y'all. We know
Feel
what
me?
the answer is.
I'm gonna go with,
and I'm asking y'all, like, what's the real answer?
Because bro, like, we are not them. Like, we are not them. Yes, they do that shit to us from the beginning of the time, but it's like it's like I can't be like you. I can't be like you. I'm better than you. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Just because of somebody's skin color, because then you could say, well, see, that's reverse racism. Get the fuck out of here with that.
All right, so you a
That's
coach.
bullshit.
You a coach.
Yeah.
And you know you coach.
Coaches. I'm yeah, I'm one of them.
All right. Now, I'm going to answer my own question. Answer my own question.
You the boss. Okay, boss man. You got the young lady there from Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes.
And then you got baby girl, she came from Chicago. Same qualifications.
Okay.
Same schooling, whatever. They're both graduates. Let me put it like that. Okay. How they interview wouldn't that play a factor?
It would play a factor.
Okay. So what if the young lady the second young lady doesn't interview as well as the girl from Boston, Massachusetts?
That's different. So for me, I say this, right? I'm gonna be just completely honest. Whether it's any race, right? My mind is going to automatically want it, and they're equally qualified. My brain is going to make me tell me to pick the black person.
Okay,
I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Just because of I'm a feel that person. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes that can go back to saying that I didn't grow up or I don't know another race as much as I know the black person and,
Right.
and our struggle and where we come from. So I might feel a little more connected to the black person.
Okay.
Even though they're equally qualified.
But what
I
does that
have
have,
feeling
what does
in
that
that,
have
right?
to do with business, though?
It has nothing to do with it. I'm
Okay.
just telling you, I'm just being honest with you
Right.
on how I would think and feel. Now, what decision would I make? I'm a want to go with the person that I think fits the environment the best, because you can have two people that's equally qualified, but I'm looking at the other employees and I think that this person is a better fit with what we already have.
Okay.
So I probably would end up picking the person that's the better fit for what we already have.
Because she's black.
No, just the better fit. The better fit.
When I said it, I was fucking wrong.
I'm just
when
saying.
you say it, it makes sense. Okay.
I'm gonna go with the better
So look,
fit, right?
so
But my mind and my heart, I'm being real, would make me. I would have to make myself. I would have to reel myself back in.
Okay.
Yes, it's black and it's white. They qualified the same, but you can't go with. You can't just say I feel this person more. But that's what I would want to do.
Right.
I'm saying, would I do that? I don't think I would do that, but my brain would make me think like that. I mean,
yeah,
I think that's natural. If there's a black and a white person, just think this: if there's a black and a white person, and the white person is doing an interview, you're gonna.
So why would you hire the black person? So would you? Are you thinking about like, yo, we've been discriminated against? Now I got the power.
All that shit.
Okay,
yes.
Right, but that's because we've been discriminated against. So that's dope. Now, if you have not been discriminated against and you just like, man, fuck all that whole race, I'm just getting all white people. I don't give a fuck if you qualify. Kind of sounds like we'll be in right now. But that's backed by power. I'm putting you in positions over thousands of people. That's where we are. That's where we've been. So you, for your company, you feeling that way. I totally understand. I totally get it. But what I don't want to do is hire her and then because I vibe with her and then she get it and she do a terrible ass job. Now, when I was owning my company, I hired a lot of a particular race. I wish I had more young black women who was applying, right? But most of my employees were from a certain race. And some of them were good, some of them were bad, but the one young African-American lady did a fantastic freaking job. Like, I wish that she would have stayed, but she left and I was cool with it. But yeah, she did a fantastic job, but it just depends on who the people are. You can hire somebody that you vibing with, they might be terrible. Like, damn, I should have went with the other person. So, you know what I mean? But we're not in their position of power, bro. But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah, so I think back to the original question.
I think all that sounds good, right?
Yeah.
But then I don't know if you want to call them intrusive thoughts. But I mean,
do another show of intrusive thoughts.
At the end of the day, I think that's why I was trying to say, if it's a white person, let's just say we don't even have to make it black and white. Let's just say an Asian person,
and other races,
and then the Asian person is interviewing a white lady and an Asian lady, and they're both equally as qualified.
Who's interviewing?
An Asian guy is interviewing a white lady and an Asian lady.
Okay.
And I'm saying that in the Asian man's mind, him and the Asian lady are from the same place, right? But they're equally qualified. I think in most people's brain, they're going to think to look out naturally for their race.
Nepotism.
I mean, I just think that doesn't mean you're going to make that decision, but I think it's normal to be like,
because it's programmed inside their mind.
You feel more connected to that person for the most part. I'm not saying it's right or, I mean, of course it's wrong, but I just think that's could be a natural
it's a natural
thing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so that's a natural thing that doesn't really, it makes sense because you think that it makes sense, but you don't really know until they really start working.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but that's why we're in the situation that we're in now, where people who are not even fucking qualified have been picked to do big time jobs because somebody just picked them because of their stupidity and their skin color.
Now, earlier I asked you, do you think it's okay to be prejudiced?
What I say?
So you said, I think you said yes. So
I said I'm prejudiced against people who don't like black people.
Well, it says prejudice often operates outside of conscious awareness. And it's difficult to change because it is emotionally charged.
Okay.
So being prejudiced is emotionally charged according to what I'm reading. Is it okay to be emotionally charged and then make a decision? You know what I mean? Like, so my question goes back to, is it okay to be prejudiced?
Well, the key word, emotionally charged. What if you're not an emotionally intelligent person? You're just really impulsive. Somebody make you drink wrong at the Starbucks, and because she's black, you start going on her, right? It's all fucking ignorance at the end of the day, and you still seeing people, bro. You don't. A black person doesn't want to spaz off on a person of a different race and just start calling them negative stereotypical names. Like we just don't do that. Do you have some ignorant ass black people who might do that? Yeah, but that's not us, bro. That's always been against us and other races who was shown this fucking video. And when they come here from different countries, they will go right to that N-word. Like they'll go right there, right? Like where you learn that shit from? All that shit is learned behavior against us, right? So, but yeah, go ahead. I keep going off on tangents. But yeah, man, like nah, man, black people can't be racist, man. Nah. We in the struggle. We always been in the struggle. We just so powerful.
This? Let's look at it from a business standpoint. And I see where they'll say, some people will say, if you black and you have a business, you don't need to say it's a black business. They saying, that doesn't help saying it's a black business. Just have a business, right? Now, let's say that if you have a bad experience with a black business, and then you take that experience and say, man, that's why I don't deal with black business.
I hate that.
Are you being racist or are you being prejudiced?
You're being ignorant is what the fuck you being. Because every other bad experience you had at white businesses, you won't even think about, I had a bad experience at that white business. You never say no dumb shit like that. So it's probably better. But at the same time, bro, if you a black owned business, it's almost like harder. Like you got to be perfect. You got to be fucking perfect. All your products got to be perfect. You can't make one mistake. You make one mistake, they gonna say what you. Well, not they, but some people. They gonna say what you just said, and that's gonna leave a negative connotation.
But I guess that's how a prejudice. That's how it forms.
I wouldn't say that I'm a black-owned business, me personally, because I understand people's minds. So you know how many black-owned businesses that we go into every day, we only know that they're owned by black people.
For sure,
right? It doesn't matter, right? You're just gonna go into that business, but the connotation to some people in their mind, you're looking at black as being wrong. You're looking at black as being whatever, criminal, whatever. That shit has been embedded in people's brains. So if it's just going into a Starbucks, whatever, it's a hundred of Starbucks owned by black folks that we don't know about, that we go into and we patron and then we leave, right? Black owned Starbucks. You go in there, something happened, your coffee fucked up one time. Oh, you know that black-owned Starbucks? Well, what? Yeah. Don't go to that one. I go to the white folks. I go to Virginia to shop. I go to Fairfax. All that stupid ass shit that we do. Now.
Is it stupid
now? Hold on. I was about to catch myself. Now, it is some goddamn places where I don't fucking go.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, but it's not just because of us. It's just because, it's sometimes it's better to go to, somewhere else.
Like, is it stupid? I mean, I guess it's case by case. If I go somewhere and I have the same experience every time at the same type of establishment.
But is it every time though?
Maybe not every single time, but enough to where I feel like
over exaggerate with our own people, bro, because that's a trained condition. Now, we can go to any state that's white, Puerto Rican, and have a bad experience.
For sure.
Right? But that's not talked about Like when we say, oh, now I don't go to the motherfucking Penn Station, motherfucking Target. I go to the right, and it's like, yo, if I'm over there,
but is that wrong?
If I'm over there,
what's
and
wrong?
If I go there, with Target anyway.
But look,
I don't fuck with Target anyway. That was a bad example.
But if I go there, and when I do go there, the service is fucked up. People don't help me. The stuff is out of place. But it's mostly black and it's black owned or something like that. I'm supposed to just keep going, but then I can go to that. Does that make me prejudiced or racist that I don't want to fuck with that?
No, but you can't take one time and make it and put in your mind because it's black is bad. How many times has that happened to you? Every time you go to the fucking McDonald's that's owned by a white person and your fries are cold, why do you keep going? Like, why do you keep going? What then that's fine. But just because we've been brainwashed so bad, bro, with just because it's black, you giving that person, they gotta be fucking perfect. But every other time the food don't be good somewhere, we don't say, hey man, I ain't going back to that the Indians, man, they mess up all my shit, so I don't do that. They only do that shit with us. And I don't nah. Yeah. You see where I got listen.
What you got for me, man? What you got for me, man?
Look, man, look. Black people never been on that, bro. We ain't never been on that. We never gonna be on that. I don't raise my kids to hate, bro. But some people raise their kids to hate my kids. You see what I'm saying? Just because their skin color. And that's the bullshit. And racism is like the air that we breathe. Like in this country, that shit is embedded. So the end racism shit, okay, that sounds good, but we have to build what we want inside of our homes, making good investments, just trying your best, bro, working on your health, travel. You might want to lead. You might want to go to a different country. If this shit is not treating you well, travel. I think you might want to move somewhere else.
I think it's about getting a better understanding of your neighbor. I think it's about educating yourself. And the only thing I can say, it just feels weird. I just think that if we knew different races more intensely, it would lessen what the preconceptions of it. You know what I mean? But if you don't, it's tough sometimes if you don't grow up with certain people. And to see somebody at work or at the store, I'm sorry, that's different than being in their home, eating their food, hanging out with their family. That's how you really get to know people. And I don't have an answer for that, because if you don't grow up with certain people, how is that going to happen?
And then by the time they adults, like they think with the
and everybody will be cool at work or social.
I don't gotta prove myself to you, motherfucker, at 40 that I'm a cool black person.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
I worked out in the gym this morning with a white guy, right? He was like, "Oh, you gonna work out?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." He was like, my coworker, right? He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come work out with you," right? So we down there, we doing our thing. Everything I'm doing, I'm like, bro, I know my body T. You know what I mean? That's funny as fuck.
Hey, don't do that.
That's funny as fuck.
Hey, don't do that shit no more. Hey, dog. Please, dog. Please, man.
Hey, that's a clip.
Don't do that shit no more, dog. Hey,
I said, that's funny as fuck. So anyway, I'm fucking around. But look, so I worked out with it, whatever, but his whole his convo is like, you know, it's like robotic. It's like you could tell he don't.
That's my point.
He don't
even know how to act around you like that.
Yes,
right?
yes. So it's like it's kind of like childlike, kinda, right? You're like he's looking at you like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you know what I mean? So you asking me questions and shit like that.
That's
and
what I
I'm
mean.
just trying to work out. You know what I mean? But again, his background is from whatever his background is. He never really been around us like that. And then when you get around us, it's just like you going off of what you saw on TV. You going off of what you saw in the movie.
What's portrayed. Another thing is portrayed real quick. It is, and I know it's portrayed that black men do not take care of their kids like shit.
Come on, bro.
And my thing is, they're all races of people who don't take care of their children.
Right.
But I know a lot of black men that take care of their kids. I hate that stereotype out of all the stereotypes.
All our friends take care of their kids.
There's a lot of families. There's a lot of married couples, and not even if you're married, you can have separate homes. They're good fathers in their kids' lives that are black. So that shit is a stereotype to me.
It's
like
bullshit. But again, it's propaganda, right? Which reinforces the lazy, the ghetto, the Section 8 bullshit, all that. Where if you research, black men don't take care of their kids. We were the only people that was specifically taken out of the home where first of all, I'm not going to give your husband a job. I'm talking about 50s and 60s and 40s. I'm not going to give your husband a job, but he can't live with you if we're going to give you public assistance. So he has to be taken out of the home, which is strategic because the black man taking care of his children, I'm going to take care of them with that strong hand. I'm going to raise them right. But you can't even, I got to sneak you in after the guy who's coming to check out the house and leaves. Right. So it's calculated, strategic shit to keep us separated, for us to argue, for us to look down on each other. And I just, bro, like, nah, we got too much information now. It's no reason why you can't pick up a goddamn book and read, okay, and educate yourself about your own people. Stop letting other fucking people tell you about you. You need to read. You need a book. Go online and black books. Okay, African American history. Black capitalism is the next book that I'm gonna get, that just talks about the black power structure or lack thereof, and how they were trying to get everything off the ground in the 60s. So it's just too much information for people to be willfully ignorant. That's the problem. It's easy for me just to say shit, but if I'm not reading and I'm not trying to educate myself on the conversation, I'm not gonna argue with you.
Yeah.
What am I debating with you for? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that when it comes to being prejudiced and when it comes to being racist, I don't think it will ever end. It's a choice. It'll never end, but it can be helped. And I just think that the first thing is people being understanding and trying not to have stereotypes. Right. Know that there's a lot of, like you said, it's a lot of information to really see what it is. I wish it was, this is corny, but I just wish they had, they might have stuff where meetups where it's with other ethnicities and stuff like that.
It's not corny.
Because I just think that if we all had just a better understanding of the culture, if I knew Asian culture more, if I knew Indian culture more, not just knew it, but around it. Exposure. If some people were exposed to black culture, I think we would just look at things a little different, a little more fair, and we wouldn't be so judgmental.
Absolutely. Yes. We could end it on that note. As you were talking, I was just thinking about how we all go hang out at these different places with married couples, with friends, and you are amongst people from different races, right? But we're still segregated off. You know what I mean? Even you in the same place, you're not talking to that person. You know what I mean? Like they in their own group, they in their own vibe. And the only time you really had that contact with that person is if you're at work. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I go. It's 8 hours. So you gotta like actively like go seek out people like at like a gym or whatever. You know what I mean? Where you could just meet different races. But if you actively want to go do it, it's a million different meetup joints that you can go meet people. So if you want to do that, cool. If you feel like you a bigot towards a certain race and you want to get out there and learn about them, you have ample opportunity.
Yeah, we're going to end it like that. Follow us on Instagram.
Kill that shit.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube at Read the Room. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Like I always say, if you like what you hear, tell a friend to tell a friend about it. Everybody has a part, but everybody is in us. Till the next time.
That part.